hello to everyone. Welcome to this TeachMeet. Just some info before starting. The webinar is recorded, so please be sure that you agree by being here that it will be recorded. So to all your microphone and your camera will be disabled in order to have a better presentation from all the presenter. Use the chat box if you wanted to ask questions to the speaker. There will be a session at the end of all presentation. So just right there, and Nicolaus will take care of all the questions for the presenter. We will start our session, and today TeachMeet is nature-based solution practices towards a greener future. I will be your moderator. I was also behind the scenes in the background of the MOOC as a moderator. I am a science teacher in a high school in Rovereto, Trento, Italy. I am also Scientix ambassador since 2013, so a lot of time. And I was pilot teacher in the first nature-based solutions project. Today we will have 5 people who will present some practices or give some tips, share what they inspired them. And what I wanted to wish you, like Ageda was used to say, come, learn, share, and take the best that you can. So the order will be, I will start with I will not annoy you again with my learning scenario. I just give you some ideas, but I will give you I will share some tips from my experience. Also, the presentation will be followed from Estefania from Spain with Costa Futura. Then I hope that I pronounce all your name well, but otherwise you will correct me. Then Mona Sawan from Lebanon will present Nature's Helpers, Exploring Green Solutions. Kikilia Tusakala from Greece will present Teacher Nature. I studied Greece, but I'm not good in pronouncing. Benedicta Natania from France will present Greening the World through nature-based solutions. So enjoy and be active, please. Try to put some many questions that you can. So my presentation starts with a title that inspired me, is Nature-Based Solutions with and for my students. And the idea of the title comes from something that I heard in the past. The European Commission used to have a publication that was a science with and for society. So what is important, I think, is to think that we need a cooperation between our students, and we will teach to our students, but we will hope that our students will embody what we will present to them. So my learning scenario was, you have in the module 3 of the MOOC, was based on water management. And the idea was that as here I put also the QR code, there is also a link. The idea was that as there is a waste of water while watering plants in Italy, especially during summertime, there are some laws that teach us not to waste water. So we worked on how to solve the problem, and as a final product of the learning scenario, I asked the students to develop a prototype. Usually we work, as you heard a lot during the materials that were shared in the chat, not in the chat, sorry, in the MOOC, that there are many methodologies to use. Personally, in our school, we work mostly with the project-based learning, and we ask students to work in team to find solutions to some driving questions that we give them. And in this case, the case of my learning scenario was how can we solve the problem of water waste while watering the garden. So there is an interview. If it was just the teacher who presented, is the teacher which will present the problem, but many times also if you want to implement the project, it could be the municipality or a commitment, someone who deals with the challenge that you pose. Then it's necessary to follow all the steps of the design thinking. That is very good because helps students to go through the problem, to cut it in small parts and to solve it. The subjects involved, there was also a question in the Padlet, which subject can we involve? Can be many. I teach science, that means biology, chemistry, and biotechnology and earth science, but you can involve also coding, you can involve agricultural topics, you can also use design and technology or art or ICT, and it's good also to work with the other teachers. So after working on developing the contents, and so to give knowledge to students, I asked to develop some prototypes, and I didn't give instructions on the prototype. Just I asked students to develop their own with in the way that they prefer. So you see that here, for example, some of them used SketchUp, some others prefer to just make a drawing and then develop with some materials. Here, Minecraft, which is great because they develop a lot of fantasy, but you see there are many competencies and many skills involved in that. In this case, there is a drawing. We developed the scenario in the period of the coronavirus. So even if we could stay at school for some time with the lab, many ideas came out also for students to develop their own materials. In this case, this is from one student. She also worked and dig on her terrace, and she developed that. She presented also a video. One thing that is important is also that there are many many things that they develop during the development of the material when they study natural-based solutions, and also in the Padlet or in different chats. Many colleagues were asking, how do you assess what they develop? And in my opinion, working with project-based learning, we work by competencies, so we needed to assess competencies. And this is a rubric that I developed and that I used. And you can put, for instance, in the classroom if you are using that or in other tools. Some others in the Padlet ask, how would you present nature-based solutions with a youngster? Here, I used Firefly just to give an example. In the kindergarten, you can ask children to work with the water just with some soil, and you see the effect of water where there is the grass or the vegetation and when there is not. So they not only listen to what the teacher says, but they experience what it is, the difference of going with nature. In this case, this could be an implementation. Again, with artificial intelligence, I imagine this is my school, my real school on the left. On the right, I imagine that a good implementation could be to have a constructed wetland, which was the topic of the scenario, in the parking. And something that for me is very important is that we need to involve students, not only to develop knowledges or skills, but to embody what they learn. And if you go through the Green Comp framework and look at here, I gave two competencies. They are the 4.3 and 4.4 at the pages 23, 28. I invite you to look at them because here the Green Comp calls for actions, calls students for action. So if you make them acting for sustainability, they not only acquire skills or knowledges, but they will in future maybe better citizens, and they will understand what is sustainability. One proposal to take action comes from a project which is related with the ocean literacy, and is to make a pledge. In this case, I gave you an example of a pledge about how to take care of oceans, because this is a call from the European Commission about make Europe blue and involving in ocean literacy. And I would say, ask students to make a pledge on to take action in nature-based solution. And I think that they will be eager to do that. For my side is all. If you have any question, just write in the chat. And now I leave the floor to Estefania Perez Solis from Spain, which will present the Costa Futura project. So, Estefania, you can switch on your microphone. I will mute mine and ask me to move to the next slide.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I'm very glad to be able to share our project, NBS, with all of you. And thank you for letting me share. Okay, so I'm Stefania Perez Solis. I'm Scientix ambassador and music teacher and coordinator of the Eco School High School Levante in Algeciras. Next, please, Julia. Eco School, our Eco School is in the south of Spain, in the Strait of Gibraltar. You can see here in the map. We are an Eco School with several outdoor classrooms, with a green flag, obviously, and with beach 5 minutes walking from the high school. Next, please. Algeciras is in southern Spain, in the Strait of Gibraltar. It's located in the Bay of Algeciras. You can see in the picture. In the pictures, Gibraltar Rock belongs to UK. It's one of the last colonies in the world, and we have Africa so near. It's just 14 kilometers far from us, and as you can see perfectly well. And Algeciras has a very big port, one of the most important ports, the biggest and the most important port in the Mediterranean Sea, and the third one in Europe. Okay, our project is Costa Futura, Future Coast, because our main objective is to study how climate change will affect our coast, our natural ecosystems like beaches, dunes, marshes, and also our port, houses, apartments, hotels, restaurants, and industry in our city and our area. Next, please. And we need to act to avoid the natural, social, and economic consequences that will result from an increase in sea level in Algeciras, our city. As you can see in the picture on the right, we have to put some fences to avoid floodings. For example, 2 years ago, the floodings overall in winter, they broke all the walls in the houses in the seashore. So the students think about which could be the most important problem in our future, and they decided to investigate sea level rise. Next, please. This project is a learning scenario which takes place in 9th grade. Our students are 14 years old in a multidisciplinary subject, environmental project that we have because we are an eco school. We work in biology, geography, chemistry, visual arts, math, Spanish, English, French, and technology during 15 sessions. Our methodology is going to be project-based learning, collaborative learning, lifelong learning, obviously, because this is going to be also outside the school, and outdoor education. We really think that is very important to use real environments like the beach. As you can see, we usually give lessons in the beach because it's just 5 minutes walking, and in our outdoor classrooms, I know perfectly well the benefits of teaching outside the school building. We would like our students to acquire knowledge about the causes of climate change, its effects on our coast, and its consequences on our city. Creativity and critical thinking to propose solutions to mitigate it, and obviously eco-social skills to achieve a better world. Regarding the activities in the first and two sessions and second sessions, we studied about climate change. We start with a brainstorming about climate change, and students learned its causes, consequences, and everything. In the third session, we usually have a brainstorming about sea level rise, and they study causes and consequences of the sea level rise through different videos, like, for example, the ESA, the European Space Agency video, or NASA videos about what it's about sea level rise. In the fourth session, we study about our coast, our local context, Algeciras, our city, and its beaches, port, industry, houses, and how they are now under projection for 2050 and 2100. As you can see here in the graphics, and we will go to the beach and to take pictures about the present and the future. Our natural ecosystems in the fifth session, we study the natural ecosystems we have in our area. Our pupils investigate how they will be affected in 25 years and in 75 years. The marshes, for example, that is the ecosystem that you can see in the picture. It's gonna disappear. As you can see in the graphic, there is and in the picture on the right, you can see in red how it's gonna be the floatings, no, in the marshes. So I mean, the picture with the students won't be anymore. Okay. So in the sixth session, we work with origami. Students could assemble origami to represent the present and future of our area. Beaches, houses, industry, ports, hotels. After video call with an artist who explained to us how to do it and how to make it, because we need to figure out how it's going to be the future in our coast. So we represent it with Radio May. In the 7th session, pupils have start video call, and we will have later more video calls with a French research expert in sea level rise to discuss how they can mitigate the sea level rise. And they think that it's really, really important to reduce our carbon footprint and water footprint. So in the 8th and 9th sessions, they ask, okay, how can we mitigate the climate change, especially sea level rise? They have to develop critical thinking and discuss possible solutions. So one thing that they have seen is through their own posters. They designed posters to put them in different schools, not only in ours, but also in the shops in the neighborhood and in different places in Algeciras, our city. They also investigate that it could be, we could mitigate climate change through the school garden. We have a school garden for 10 years, and we planted, and they know that they can reduce the CO2 emissions if we plant and eat our own vegetables and we buy local product to eat. Also, they thought that planting native trees like corcos, that is our native autochthonous tree, it's a very, very good sink for the CO2. And we harvest the acorns, we plant it in our school garden, and then we have a biodiversity garden in our school. So we planted different seedlings through all these years. Every year we do it the 21st of March, that is the International Day of Forest and Trees. They also investigated that it could be, we could mitigate climate change through the 3 R's of ecology: reduce, reuse, and recycle. And we have a very big project about waste reduction that they do themselves in our high school. With the containers, the green, the plastic, the paper, and this. And then also through sustainable mobility, our students live nearby the high school, so they usually walk to come to our high school, and they use also bikes or public transport, and also through saving water and electricity. We have flange in all the taps in the bathrooms, and we use also drip irrigation in our trees and fruit trees and school garden, vegetable garden. And we compare the different energy bills about electricity or water. In the 10th and 11th sessions, we students make a poster with all the information they have to research. This is the poster from last year. Its name was Playa Futura, the future beach, and this year they're gonna start to eat about with Costa Futura. And also a video. Students learn how to make the script and the storyboard for a video that is gonna be also a final product. They have to convince everyone in the city and in the area about how we can mitigate climate change and overall sea level rise, our problem. In the last 2 sessions, students make a short video with all the information they have researched, and the video will be uploaded in our social networks, and also distributed through the city council, because they really support us. And the final activity is an Algeciras science fair called Diverciencia. Pupils will explain everybody in the city about their project, our local problem, that is this the sea level rise, and how to mitigate it. Those pictures were from last year. And regarding assessment, it's going to be evaluated on several measurements like teacher assessment, portfolio, daily observation and results, poster and video will be evaluated, peer feedback and self-reflection, and work in groups reflection. So thank you very much, and we really think that education can change the world into a better world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A lot of inspiring ideas. Now we leave the floor to Mona Sawan from Lebanon, and she will present herself and her presentation for today.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mona Sawan, and I've always been passionate about finding sustainable solutions to environmental challenges. Over time, I've come to recognize the incredible potential of NBS strategies that harness the power of nature to address pressing issues like climate change, pollution, and habitat loss. As we look to the future, I believe working with nature is one of the most effective ways that we can safeguard our planet and build a greener, more sustainable world for future generations. Today, I'm excited to share with you how national-based solutions can transform the way we live, work, and interact with our environment. And I hope it sparks new ideas for all of us to take actions. Second slide, please. Okay, so natural-based solutions, strategies like forests, wetlands, and the green spaces help address environmental challenges such as climate change and pollution. So instead of relying on artificial systems, we work with nature to restore ecosystems and to protect the planet. For example, mangrove forests act as natural barriers against coastal erosion and storm surges. Green roofs in cities help reduce the heat and improve air quality, and wetlands naturally filter water while preventing floods. So let's dive in and see how NBS can make a real difference. Okay, so slide number 3, please. Imagine a world where nature itself fights climate change. Nature-based solutions play a crucial role on combating global warming. For example, forests act as carbon sinks, absorbing carbon dioxide and helping to cool our planet. One powerful example is reforestation, planting trees in deforested areas to capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. These natural methods are not only effective, but also provide a sustainable long-term solution for our environment. Next slide. Okay. Did you know that nature can clean our air and water? So nature-based solutions are powerful tools for pollution control. For example, wetlands act as natural water filters, removing pollutants and improving water quality in urban areas. Green roofs absorb harmful chemicals, reduce air pollution, and help manage stormwater. A great example is the use of constructed wetlands in Singapore, where natural filtration systems clean wastewater before it re-enters rivers and reservoirs, improving water quality while supporting biodiversity. I believe that these solutions show how working with nature helps us fight pollution while creating cleaner, greener spaces for everyone. Slide number 5. Okay, so what if small changes in our daily lives could help heal the planet? So how can we incorporate nature-based solutions into our lives? Here are some ideas. One of this idea, plant trees to absorb carbon dioxide and improve air quality, reduce plastic waste by using sustainable materials, create small gardens to promote biodiversity and lower your carbon footprint. A great example is community urban gardening projects in cities like in New York, where residents transform vacant lots into green spaces, improving air quality, reducing heat, and fostering local biodiversity. These actions are simple yet impactful steps we can all take to support a greener, more sustainable future. Next slide, please.
We came to the end, Mona. Sorry.
No, I still have conclusion. Oh, okay. It's okay. So nature isn't just a backdrop to our lives. It's the key to our future. So in conclusion, nature-based solutions provide an effective way to tackle environmental challenges while promoting sustainable living. By protecting and restoring nature, we can combat climate change, reduce pollution, and create healthier living environments. So I encourage you to all to think about one small change you can make today, whether it's planting a tree, reducing waste, or supporting green spaces to help build a greener future. Thank you for your time. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you. A lot of inspiring ideas, but also from your presentation. Now we leave the floor to Kikilia Tsukala. I hope that this time was better. Kikilia, how can I pronounce your name? So teacher nature and teacher how to spell also. The floor is yours.
My name is Cecilia Tsukala. My grandmother was from Italy too, so I'm very glad to meet you. I'm an early childhood teacher and a Scientix ambassador, and recently I work at the Directorate of Primary Education in the central Greece. And I'm going to talk to you about teacher nature. So I'm going to discuss with you about how we can see nature as a teacher. Could you please move? Okay, thank you. So we believe that nature-based solutions can help and be combined with STEM education and intercultural education, so we can achieve inclusive education. This is my new idea and what I have to offer to this meeting tonight. I'm going to show you and discuss with you about about a research that I made during my doctoral dissertation. But could you please move on? But we can also see those kinds of activities to e-twinning programs too. I worked in the same way in e-twinning projects, but here I'm gonna show you some photographs and ideas from an action research that I have completed with projects based on STEAM thematic modules and intercultural orientation. The settings were play-based. We made some scientific play worlds, and we made some multimodal learning environments, and we followed supportive child-centered, of course, teaching strategies. So this is we based our activities on project-based learning and play-based learning. The whole project that we completed had the title STEM Missions for all little children, STEM makers. And the thematic modules were Do We Stand? Living Things on Earth, Humans, Me and Myself, Humans, Me and Our Community, Me, You and Nature. Nature in two parts: seasons, plants, animals, life cycles, and light, air, water, weather, peace and war, and together we stand. It was a yearly research and program of activities. So we began with where do we stand, and as you can see, we made some activities about Earth, as on the ball of the Earth. I can't remember now the exact word, and we began from this, and we talked about biodiversity. And we had this multicultural orientation that we all live on the earth, on the same earth, and we have to live in harmony and peace. And this is a necessity. And continue, please. As you can see, we continued to the living things on earth, and I talked about biodiversity. Children draw themselves what they can see, what living things they can see on earth. Humans, trees and flowers, animals, and they made big drawings, and afterwards they cut them, and as you will see next, they made some categories of these species, and some diagrams, Venn diagrams, and I found it very touching that in the center of Venn diagrams, children left hearts, the hearts that meaning that among all species there must be love. There must be love among humans, among for the nature, about trees and animals. And then I'll show you one of the module. No, not one. Right now, I'll show you the module of, about me and you and nature. As you can see, children collect leaves from our yard, and they made they not combine, they bring them together with their hands, and after that, and waved with the leaves, and after that, please, here you can see some of our activities. It's a general picture, and I'll explain right now in the next slide, please. These were some of our missions to find how leaves change their colors and why. Some enigmas and quizzes. And on the fourth activity, they had to make the forest of the leaves and the forest of the friends. The words leaves and friends in Greek are the same. It's philon. Leaves are phila and friends are phili. So they made a forest of leaves acting as friends. And they made some robotics activities too. And in the next slide, please, you can see we collect the atom leaves from our yard and bring them inside our class. And after that, please, the next slide. We discovered leaves with our senses. You can see that our children, we had children with migrant background in our class, and that was what gave us the idea to think about nature and STEAM education and all of this with multicultural and intercultural in a cultural view. Then we touched, smelled, and heard the leaves. And after that, we made some measurements by hands and fingers, mathematics. And after that, children used their imagination and music and their bodies, and they moved and felt like they were a leaf. So the activity was, if I was a leaf, what can I see? And with that, we made a poem with collaborative creative writing, and children illustrated the poem they made with their words. I would, if I was a leaf, I would fly with the wind. I would travel above Earth. I would reach planet Mars, and things like that. And after that, next slide, please. I would be green, yellow, or red, and we touched diversity from this perspective through leaves, and we discussed about diversity and the beauty in diversity. And then we could, if we were leaves, we could have the same color or not. So we could be different outside, but similar inside. And we talked about the neurons that leaves have, and the neurons and the internal body system that humans have. And even if we are different, we are all the same kind, and we are so much the same. That was just a small part of this thinking and this research and all of this. And I believe and I hope that I gave you just a small tip, just something to use and think about nature as something that help us see all the world in a more inclusive perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia. It was really very nice, also because when a teacher put the earth, I think that students will learn with the passion, and is something that will stay for a long time. Thank you very much. Now, thank you. Now is Benedicta Natania, who takes the floor with another nice presentation. The title is inspiring. So now the floor is yours, Benedicta.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm excited to talk about nature-built solutions for a greener world. As we face the growing threats of climate change, biodiversity loss, and environmental degradation, it's crucial to implement strategies that restore ecosystems, ensure food security, and protect water resources, all while creating sustainable jobs. Let's explore 3 key areas where NBS can make a profound impact. So the first area is ecosystem restoration and conservation. This is the first action area that we can work on. This focuses on restoring degraded lands, protecting biodiversity, and enhancing natural carbon sinks. 3 essential strategies within this area include reforestation and afforestation. Planting trees is one of the most effective ways to absorb carbon, improve air quality, and restore degraded landscapes. This effort creates green jobs such as foresters, conservation scientists, ecological restoration specialists, and tree nursery managers. Mangrove and wetland restoration. This is the second one. So coastal ecosystems like mangroves and wetlands act as natural barriers against storms and store a large amount of carbon. By restoring these areas, we protect communities by supporting jobs for marine ecologists, wetland restoration engineers, and coastal planners. The third one is peatland and grassland conservation. Peatlands and grasslands are some of the richest carbon storage systems on Earth. Preserving them prevents emissions and maintains biodiversity, leading to employment opportunities for soil scientists, conservation officers, and rangeland managers. Second key area is sustainable agriculture and food systems. Our food production must become more climate resilient by ensuring soil health and reducing emissions. Here's how. One is agroforestry. This method integrates trees with crops and livestock, improving soil health and water retention. It supports careers for agroforestry consultants, permaculture designers, and sustainable farm managers. The second one, to answer the how question, is regenerative farming. Practices such as crop rotation, cover cropping, and no-till farming help restore soil fertility and sequester carbon. This approach provides opportunities for regenerative farmers, soil restoration experts, and agronomists. The third one is urban agriculture. With rising urbanization, sustainable food systems in cities are vital. Rooftop gardens, vertical farms, and community food forests ensure local food security and create jobs for urban farmers, hydroponic engineers, and food sustainability specialists. There is a third crucial area that I want to also elaborate on, which is water management and climate resilience. Water is essential for life, and protecting our natural water systems help communities adapt to climate change. The first area within this area is natural flood management. By using vegetation and wetlands to slow water flow, we can reduce flood risks and protect communities. This approach generates jobs for hydrologists, ecological engineers, and flood risk analysts. The second one is watershed protection and restoration. Healthy rivers, lakes, and aquifers ensure a clean and sustainable water supply. This work supports professionals like water resource managers, environmental planners, and sustainability consultants. The third one is nature-based water purification. Wetlands, algae, and biofilters can naturally clean polluted water, offering innovative solutions for safe drinking water. This creates opportunities for water treatment specialists, biotechnologists, and ecosystem engineers. So we move to the second slide. So in regards to implementing NBS, we must not forget to upskill. So to build a greener world, we must prioritize nature-based solutions that restore ecosystems, support sustainable agriculture, and manage water resources wisely. And to do this, we must realize that we are at a critical juncture in our efforts to combat climate change. The traditional approach to climate resilience, focusing largely on infrastructure and technology, needs to be complemented by sustainable solutions that work with nature, not against it. This is where nature-based solutions, NBS, come in. For the next few minutes, I'm going to take you how NBS upskilling can not only help us build climate resilience, but also create a more sustainable and inclusive future. The real power of NBS lies in its capacity to strengthen resilience to climate impacts, while enhancing biodiversity and supporting socio-economic development. The beauty of NBS is that they leverage nature's inherent ability to provide solutions in a way that is cost-effective, long-lasting, and scalable. So there are some key skills in NBS upskilling. Upskilling in NBS equips individuals with the knowledge and practical skills needed to implement these solutions. Let me highlight some of the key areas where training is critical. One is ecosystem restoration, the second one is biodiversity conservation, the third one is sustainable agriculture, and the fourth one is urban green infrastructure. For the first one, we learned how to rehabilitate and restore ecosystems like forests, wetlands, and coral reefs, which are essential. Restoring these ecosystems have profound benefits, from improving carbon sequestration to enhancing water quality. The second one, which is biodiversity conservation, the health of our planet depends on biodiversity. By skilling in biodiversity conservation, we can ensure that vital ecosystems remain intact and that endangered species are protected.
Benedicta, sorry for interrupting you.
Okay.
Yes, I think that we have to keep a few moments for the question and answers. Oh, sorry.
All right, sure. All right, so we can move to the target audience, which are policymakers, businesses, NGOs, and local communities. And we can say also the benefits, which enhance climate adaptation, supports biodiversity, and improves socioeconomic resilience. We can also see the formats, key topics, and global relevance, and also the impacts on the careers of the people on Earth, which expands job opportunities, sustainability, and environmental management. For those seeking to advance their careers, NBS upskilling is a powerful way to open doors to new opportunities. In conclusion, the need for nature-based solutions is more urgent than ever. As we face the complexities of climate change, we must recognize the power of nature in building a resilient and sustainable future. By upskilling in NBS, we not only empower ourselves, but also equip communities, organizations, and governments to create meaningful and lasting change. Thank you for your time. Let's work together to build a world where nature and people thrive, hand in hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Benedicta. Sorry for interrupting you. It's just because maybe there are some, we have to present a few things that are coming next, and there are some teachers that are curious about some questions from the presenters.
Thank you, Trulia. Thank you indeed. It's good that we move on to the Q&A section. Before I go on, I'm not going to use too much time because time it is precious. What I did want to do is to thank you, Trulia, for your moderation today. Thank you for making sure that everything runs smoothly. And I think that I'm speaking on behalf of all the speakers here. It was great. You already knew what the speakers wanted to say, and you would already move to the next slides on your own. So thank you, truly. And without further ado, I have a question here that probably it concerns all of you. So feel free to step in and answer if you feel like you want to take the lead. So the question here is, what has been, based on your experience and based on your practices, what has been the biggest obstacle that you have observed, let's say, when it comes to your NBS practices, and what has helped you overcome it? Perhaps some of you already want to provide an answer, and then we can move on to another speaker, given that we have the time. Risk takers, take the lead.
If I can just start.
Yes, thank you, Julia.
Yes, I think that not a very big obstacles, maybe to scale up and to involve municipality or some other. But what really gives help in solving problems are students. It's impressive how students, if you involve them in some and you make them taking action, so be protagonists, they are impressive because they go to families, they go to municipalities. Oh, I know someone who can help us, and they really are impressive.
Thank you, Trulia. Indeed, involving students is always the secret, and it can really give amazing results. But it's also interesting what you said, using students as a strength to overcome difficulties. Thank you very much. And I think Stefania also wanted to provide something here.
Yeah, and my experience, municipality, city council in our case supports a lot, and we really have problems with some of the families, because as we work with teenagers, sometimes families it's like they are old enough to decide it, and they are very involved. Students are very involved in our nature-based solutions to solve our local problem that is going to be the sea level rise. But to move families and convince them, because it's to see in the future, no, maybe in 25 years or in 75 years, the sea level rise is going to be like 70 centimeters according to projections. But for parents and grandparents, it's like, okay, who knows? And for us, it's a bit complicated and difficult.
You're also highlighting another major difficulty when it comes to NBS approaches, which is, as always, communicating with parents. All of those are very real, very concrete challenges, and let's see how we can move forward in the future and address some of them. So thank you very much, Stefano, for your reflections. I think also, Benedicta, are you raising your hand? Would you like to suggest something or to add a reflection?
Yes. I would like to add something to the question. Basically, if we find any challenges during the process of implementing NBS or formulating the solutions using NBS, we can actually draw inspiration from past success stories in other schools or in our culture or in our society. And then we come to address what we need within our community and then implement those insights that we get from the culture. And then that's the way to formulate solutions. Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome. And indeed, that's also what has drove us so far when it comes to the MOOC itself. That's why we presented different kind of learning scenarios in the hopes that you would be able to take inspiration from those success stories. So that's also very interesting. Kikilia, you're also raising your hand. Kikilia. Let me see.
Yes, and I'd like to thank all of you for your inspiring presentations and your participations. And I'd like to say also that I think that NBA solutions, when they face the children as moderators, then solutions are more easy for us to find. I mean that children have the solutions. And if we hear children, if we speak truly and hear them, and we act as teachers, but as professionals and as real humans. I mean, with this we call here in Greece ensynesthesia.
Empathy, yes.
Yes, empathy. Yes. Thank you, Nicolos. With real empathy, I think that NBS solutions are already here, and we just have to hear them and face them.
This is something that many speakers have highlighted today, that whether we like it or not, this is a reality that we have to address, and this is a solution for which, this is a problem for which we have to find solutions. We do underestimate students. This has been coming up again and again from speakers. And yes, I think it takes just a leap of faith and just following your gut instinct as a teacher to just allow students to be part of this whole process and share ideas and share what they can offer, because everybody can offer, all students can offer a great deal of things. So let's hope that moving on, we will move away from this disbelief when it comes to students' involvement. It is almost the end of today's TeachMeet. I do want to take the chance to thank once again all of the speakers who participate today. Thank you for your ideas when it comes to what you're already doing in class. Thank you for your ideas when it comes to what NBS are or can be and what we can do for the future. Thank you for being here, and most of all, thank you for being willing to motivate and inspire other fellow teachers, because we do believe in you. We do believe in the power that teachers have to transform the world by just making sure that their students are moving towards the right direction. And you're the key to every future initiative and change when it comes to education. So I really want to thank you once again, and hopefully in the future we'll have the chance to explore a lot of different topics in NBS and other topics in sustainability. So thank you. Have a nice afternoon, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in different kind of initiatives.
Thank you.
Thank you to
Thank
you,
you.
Nicolaus.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.